Miley's celebrity feud, Nina Dobrev goes topless, Demi Lovato and Naya Rivera's big smooch on Glee, plus a brand new cleverette and star of the week. It's all coming up on the Daily Hollywood Rundown. Hey guys, welcome back to DHR. I'm Deidre Behar, and in for Katie Krause today is the delightful Miriam. You guys know her from Clever TV. How are you?
I'm great. Happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. Are you ready to jump into today's top story?
Yes.
Let's do it. All right, today's top story is all about the explosive fight between Sinead O'Connor and Miley Cyrus. You heard about this, right?
Oh, I do, yes.
Okay. So it's kind of getting out of hand. Basically, Miley has said very openly that Sinead is a huge influence for her, that she kind of idolizes her as an artist in the industry. And Sinead penned her this open letter, and she kind of said, Miley, I don't know who's around you, who you're keeping in your camp, but they obviously don't have your best interest at heart. And she said that the music industry is basically using Miley as a prostitute, and that basically everyone is going to benefit from her sales and her money except for her.
Except her.
Exactly. Then Miley hopped on Twitter to respond, and she said, before Amanda Bynes, there was ... and she put a photo of all these Sinead O'Connor tweets. And then she said that she's busy hosting SNL this week, but she'd like to meet up with Sinead to kind of talk it all out. And then Sinead fired back and was like, oh my God, you're accusing me of having mental illness. If you don't apologize to both Amanda Bynes and me, I'm gonna threaten legal action against you. So I know that's a lot of information to process. How do you feel? Whose team are you on?
I think it's really clear here that if you're on Team Miley, and I don't mind doing the whole team thing, but you got to in this situation,
yeah.
What you're basically supporting is online bullying. And the truth is that, you know, Sinead O'Connor did suffer from some mental health issues a couple years back, and I don't think it's okay to use that against her 2 years later.
Right.
And it's why this situation is so unique in the Miley Cyrus saga. She has crossed another line. So far, we have seen her be sort of destructive onto herself. Now, this is the first time that her defensiveness leads her to attack someone else, and she's attacking an innocent bystander that was only letting her know, like, hey, you might want to look out. Some of your decisions that you think are your own might not really be yours. Just looking out for you as someone that's been there.
Right, I completely agree with you. It's a really good point you bring up. Miley could have just let this letter fall by the wayside. Like, who cares? Everybody comments on Miley Cyrus. Literally, every celebrity has commentary about her. This is just
a really caring letter.
But exactly, and you know what? I think she could have just let it all roll off, be like, you know what? I'm gonna take it from where it's coming from. She has her opinions, I have mine, but she kind of fueled the fire a little bit on Twitter, and it seems like they're really never gonna see eye to eye. Last question before we wrap up. Do you think Miley will apologize publicly?
Who Miley is right now, I don't see that happening.
That girl makes no apologies, right?
Nope.
Well, time will tell. We'll have to stay tuned for that. Let's get into some trending news. Well, it seems like the biggest online trend today are these Miley Cyrus, Terry Richardson photos. And not only Miley, but Kesha's kind of getting in on the sexy pic action. You've seen both of them?
Oh, I have. I've seen a lot of both of them.
And thoughts?
It's funny because everyone's like, oh, are these artsy? I'm not really sure what's so artsy about. Well, on one hand, you've got Kesha on all fours showing off her assets,
her behind, yes.
And then you've got Miley Cyrus in these crazy pictures where you see parts of her JJ that I never thought anyone else would see.
No, other than maybe Liam Hemsworth and some other several lucky men in the future. I don't know, I just think that Miley's doing too many controversial things at one time. I'm still getting over the VMA performance, okay? And then she unleashes these photos. It's very obvious that you're not a kid anymore. We get that, you've made that clear. I'm not sure I needed to see booty like that or vajayjay like I did. Do you think she should put on a sweater?
No, obviously, and here's the thing. I don't want people to get confused and ask themselves, oh, is it a matter of supporting nudity or not supporting nudity? I think there is a time and a place for you to show a little bit of skin in all kinds of artistic fashions, but I definitely think that this is exploiting her. I'm okay with being really sexy, but this, come on, it's trashy.
A little bit, yes.
It's glamour trash.
Ooh. Well, I feel like all we're talking about today is nudity, but let's just keep it flowing. Nina Dobrev got naked, but in a very different way. You can't see anything. She's holding up a sign in front of her chest that says #GetCovered, and it's all because she's really supporting the Affordable Care Act. She really wants Americans to be able to have access to affordable health care. She's Canadian, where everybody is entitled to health insurance, unlike here in America, which is kind of a bummer. What do you think of her using her body for a good cause? What do you think of this?
I like it.
Yes.
Just like you just said, it is for a good cause. She's not actually showing anything.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's creative.
She's such a beauty. Look at her face.
It's sexy. She's
I love
using her
it.
sex appeal to, you know, be politically active.
Absolutely, and inspire the young people who maybe don't know about this.
To take off their tops and put a sign in front of them.
Other than that, hopefully she's inspiring young people to get involved and to
Yes.
become knowledgeable about very important issues here in the United States.
Absolutely, well said.
Thank you. 2 thumbs up for Miss Nina Dobrev. Well, last night was a big night in the world of television. Demi Lovato made her big debut on Glee, and of course, she and Naya Rivera kissed, and it was magical.
Oh my God.
Take a look.
Oh, this is where I get off. So I guess that's goodbye. For now.
I think it's so adorable. I have been dying to see these two on screen at the same time doing this marvelous kiss. Actually, one of our colleagues, Misty Kingma from Clever Music, had the honor of interviewing Naya, and she actually asked Naya, what did Demi's lips taste like?
A very valid question.
Very valid. I
Yes.
want to know. And she was referencing Katy Perry's song, and she asked whether they tasted like cherry chapstick. And Naya had something cute to say. She actually said that Demi Lovato's lips taste like talent.
Ooh!
Isn't that interesting? I like
Naya's
that.
so creative, and honestly, I feel like Demi's so creative and just bringing it all together. They're just a force together. They had amazing chemistry. The song that they sang, "Here Comes the Sun" "Here Comes the
So
Sun"
good.
by the Beatles. You guys, one of the most classic songs in the history of music.
Beatles fan.
Huge Beatles fan. You are too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Please, where would we be without the Beatles?
Where would we be?
We'd be
We
in a-
wouldn't be here.
We'd be in a very dark, lonely place. But thank God for Demi and for Naya Rivera. They're bringing so much joy to television, and
And empowerment for
Yes.
lesbian couples.
absolutely, that was my point.
Really?
High five!
Here, girl.
On the same level. All right, well, we're going to wrap up what's trending news today with American Hustle. It's this huge movie that I've been excited about for so long now. The posters have finally come out. We've got Jennifer Lawrence. Look at how smoking hot this girl is.
So good.
Such a different look for her, right?
Very sophisticated, very mature, and she's not the only one that transformed for this film. I mean,
No.
she's actually the one that most resembles the Jennifer Lawrence that we know.
Yes, absolutely. It's like a 1920s kind of vibe I'm getting. You guys need to look at these other posters. We'll throw them up right now. Check out Christian Bale. He looks almost unrecognizable in this
know.
outfit. It's ridiculous. We've also got Bradley Cooper, who I
Yeah.
know he makes you melt a little bit.
How'd you know?
A little bit. And then Amy Adams also kind of channeling her inner 1920s diva. And we'll finish it out with a little Jeremy Renner action. So this film is going to be in theaters this December. It's going to be a holiday favorite amongst box office goers. And I'm just really excited to see what J-Law does next.
I know, me too. And I'm glad that we're going to have such a spectacular film to end the year with.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to transition into a little bit of couples news. Do you think we should get the bad news out of the way first?
Obviously.
Yes, okay, let's just get this out of the way because it's not pretty, you guys. TMZ reported today that Khloe and Lamar kind of had like a last straw big blowout fight last night at their Tarzana home. So it's really, really sad. Basically, Lamar showed up to kind of talk to Khloe, and she's just had it. She was like, you visibly need help. You visibly need rehab. I am not having anything to do with you until you go seek professional help that you need. Apparently, this is a big apparently, but there were maybe some pipes and some crack laying around that she found, and she was just not pleased about it whatsoever. Apparently, she hasn't taken any legal action, but that's the next step. Do you think that the divorce is imminent?
And that's the thing, I think we're all left confused. There are so many different conflicting pieces of evidence here. So on one hand, we've got this crazy fight, and then you've got these tweets that she's been sending out, and you know, she's been hashtagging them with KKO,
Yes.
which is very confusing. And then on one, she's saying, I'm brave because of you, thanks for your love, etc., etc. Obviously, that's towards Lamar. And then in the next one, she's saying misery loves company, and I don't know if she means misery loves company, I don't want your negative energy, or to Lamar, be careful with who you surround yourself with. I'm so confused with where they stand.
Yeah, there's a lot of subjective ways of interpreting everything that we've seen. And until we have like a firm response from either a lawyer or from Khloe herself, we're not gonna know really anything. All we can go off of is these sources that keep going at TMZ and leaking these really sad stories. So the good news is that nothing has been filed legally. There's no divorce papers or separation papers. And all I can hope for is that Lamar gets help for his problem. That's the only thing. His health is the most important thing here. We don't want to see another casualty or a tragedy happen. So keeping our fingers crossed for Khloe and Lamar, we're gonna segue into some happier news. We're gonna start smiling again because Naya Rivera and Big Sean are engaged. He put a ring on it. Now they've only been dating for 6 months.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter to you? Tell me why.
Where I come from, when you are Latin, sometimes you date for a week and then you get engaged. No, I mean, honestly, I think they just have that kind of Hollywood chemistry.
Yes.
And this is Hollywood, where usually you date someone for years and you don't take that step. And the fact that they have, after only 6 months, it really shows that they've got really solid connection here.
Absolutely.
A little envious here. It's
Are you?
nice.
Well, I saw her ring. I'm a little envious of how gorgeous that big sparkler is.
Do you think that they make a good couple?
I think they make a phenomenal couple. They're both these like creative urban souls. They both have the same type of flair. They have, they like the same type of music. They're working together in the studio. He's on her single, which is out right now, Sorry. And I've seen them on the red carpet maybe a handful of times, and every single time is like, Naya, oh Sean, Naya, oh Sean. Like they just seem like they're madly in love with each other. So we send them all the best. You guys, you deserve a life full of happiness, and we love you.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, well, our first piece of out and about news makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Zac Efron, so you know he was in Peru with his father. He's recovering, he's healing after going to rehab twice this year. He apparently is hanging out with Rob Lowe. Okay, they're at, I believe, Rob's house out in Santa Barbara, and they were swinging on this really cool vintage wood swing that's suspended from the tree.
So cute.
Yeah, they're just being silly boys, and I know that you know that Rob is also a recovering addict. Do you think it's cool that they're hanging out?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're there to keep each other accountable, and that's the problem when you've got someone that's trying to recover, but you're surrounding yourself with people that are still really heavily into the party scene. And we've seen it with Demi Lovato. Now we're seeing it with Zac, practicing wise choices in terms of who he hangs around with. But I just want to point out, Zac is seriously one of my new favorite Hollywood heroes. He's just so PG. Like, even when he goes through drama, he doesn't add more gasoline to the fire. He's awesome. And I'm glad this is what he calls a perfect Saturday, you know?
He's swinging and singing and having fun with the Lowe family. I agree with you. You know, he could have handled this whole like rehab situation in a very different way that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
And I just like that he's keeping it cool and enjoying nature and showing us that you really can turn a new leaf.
And you really can have fun on a swing even if you're an adult.
Please.
I invite you over.
Me?
Yes.
I can swing on your swing?
Absolutely.
I want to go to the playground this weekend.
Let's do it.
See you
All
there.
right, we got plans.
All right. But if we take a little 3,000-mile trip over to New York City, we've got Vanessa Hudgens hosting this big event for Ulta Beauty. It was called the Donate with a Kiss event, and all the proceeds are going to breast cancer because, of course, October is Breast Cancer Research Awareness Month. So what do you think? Her hair is ombre. What do you think of this?
I love her hair. I'm going to assume that the tips are extensions, like the very bottom. She looks amazing. She's just got one of those faces and that skin color where she can pull pretty much anything off. But aside from her being so gorgeous, I feel like people just talk about her work and they don't really talk about how philanthropic she is on the side. So I love that she's doing this. She's a smart cookie.
She is, and I love that, again, she's lending her face for a really, really good cause like Nina Dobrev. I wish we had more actresses like this.
Yeah, we do.
All right, you guys, it is time for Star of the Week. Katie and I have asked you repeatedly, day after day this entire week, to vote for who you think is having the best week ever. We had a lot of votes for Khloe Kardashian, a lot of votes for Miley Cyrus, a lot of votes for Nina Dobrev, but you guys, an overwhelming amount of you voted for, of course, Demi Lovato.
Yeah.
Demi Lovato is our daily Hollywood rundown star of the week.
I second that choice.
Do you?
I do.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give you a few reasons why I think Demi personally deserves this. Number one, she makes me smile every night that she's on TV with the X Factor. She's such a funny judge.
She's awesome.
She's funny, she's quick, she gets it, I love it.
Yeah.
Number two, she dyed her hair blue this week. And anybody who's willing to take a fashion risk like that gets a freaking high five from me, okay?
And she looks amazing.
How cute does she look, right? Her face is perfect with that color, I just love it. Then Demi gets it, in my opinion, because she announced she's going on tour this week. She's doing the Neon Lights tour with Fifth Harmony, with Cher Lloyd, with Little Mix. It's gonna be a girl power evening. Are you going?
Amazing. Yes, and I'm taking you with me.
Fabulous.
Good.
And lastly, you guys, Demi's all about girl power. She was asked about Miley Cyrus this week on TV, and she gave such a badass response. She was like, you know what? Miley's one of my best friends. She's creative, she's talented, she's owning who she is, she's being authentic, and how can we not celebrate that? She was just very open and honest. And I like that she defends women.
She does defend women. She's obviously going to stick up for her friends, but she still did it without necessarily endorsing the specific choices that Miley's been making.
Absolutely.
So good for her.
Just being all around supportive. So congratulations to Demi Lovato. You are our star of the week. And I think it's time that we announce our Cleverette star of the week to go along with Demi. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with our girl, Upuli.
I have heard about Upuli.
You have? Yes, we've talked about her to you,
yes.
of course. Upuli, you win. You are our Cleverette of the week because you are Demi's #1 fan and because you've been very vocal on Clever News and you have been letting us know every single day why you think Demi deserves to win, and we just really appreciate that about you. She said, Demi Lovato, star of the week. Demi Lovato is the star of the week, hands down. Thanks for always rooting for Demi, Deidre, and Katie. And you know what? We love Demi Lovato and we love you. So we thought it was a perfect pairing. And yeah, Upuli and Demi, match made in heaven.
That's
BFFs
cute.
for life.
That's cute.
Yes. All right, you guys, now it's your turn to take it to the comments section. We want to know what you think. Let us know if you think you're on Team Miley or are you on Team Sinead. Let us know if you like Miley's sexy pics better or did you like Kesha's sexy pics better. And of course, leave your well wishes for Naya Rivera and Big Sean, who are now an engaged couple. Of course, I want to thank Miriam Issa from Clever TV for being here. Did you have fun?
You were so sweet. I had so much fun. I want to be here every week.
Yay!
I'm going to ask Katie to let me be here every week. I'm just kidding, Katie. We love you. We miss you.
We'll find a little spot for you in between Katie and me. And you guys remember, please subscribe to our channel. We bring you the Daily Hollywood Rundown every single day. And now Rumor Patrol is on Saturdays and Shout It Out is on Sundays. So make sure you're subscribed and tune in tomorrow to see both of those. And have a great weekend.
Yes.
We'll see you later.
Bye.